the funny part is that, like, all of us, we are like friends since high school. Like it's
I like Friends. I have a question for you. So everybody was telling me when I told them that you were coming on the podcast, everyone was like, oh my God, Lulu's hilarious. Okay? And I'm not going to lie, I think you're funny. But now there's a pressure, bro. You got to be hilarious. Because I was like, bro, you guys are really upselling this guy to me.
I don't know if I'm funny. I like. I don't.
What's your sense of humor?
Like, in what sense? What do you mean?
What makes you laugh?
Everything and nothing.
But like, are there like particular like kinds of jokes that make you laugh?
I wouldn't know. Like, no, I laugh at everything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I like dark jokes. Like, I like things that are dark jokes, and I also like really, like, vulgar old man humor. You know what I mean? Like, jokes that, like, old guys make to each other. I really like that. It's hilarious to me. So you don't have a vibe like that, eh?
No, it's like, I would laugh at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a good audience, though. I'm not going to lie. I like when I make you laugh. I think it's, I don't know. I like making people laugh. On the scale of 1 to 10, how relaxed are you right now?
I would say, like if I say 10, that means I'm not relaxed.
10 is like, I'm super relaxed.
I'm
like,
1.
You're 1? Aw.
I'm getting there, though.
Yeah, for sure. It's okay. Don't worry. What was I going to tell you? When I asked you to be on my podcast, first of all, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. When I asked you to be on my podcast, what was the thought that went through your head?
I was like, wow, that's cool. I really, like, I love your podcast, but, like, I never thought that I'm gonna, because, like I mentioned, I'm in camera shy. And, like, I have problem with, like, I keep thinking of what I want to say when I'm in front of a camera. But to be honest, I don't feel like that here now.
Good.
Yeah.
You know how when you have like a fear of public speaking, they tell you to imagine the audience in their underwear? That's a thing. Imagine my cameras in their underwear and you'll be fine.
Sure.
That one's wearing a thong right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Inside Out Universe. I'm so happy you guys are here watching because today I have a very special guest. I have my friend, okay, his name is Amir. Some people call him Sepi because of his last name. I call him Lulu. That's just always what I've called you. This is my friend Lulu. Welcome.
Thank you. That's funny that I have, like, my friends back home, they used to call me Lulu. And, like, here, they, whatever they want to, like, call me, they add a Lu at the end.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Drive Lu. Yeah.
Do you remember London?
Oh, my God. That trip was fantastic. Like, that one.
Yeah. So me and Amir have been friends for how many years now?
Like, I know you for a long time, but, like, I think the first time we met each other was at Ali's place.
Yeah.
And I would say 4 years, I think.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've spoken about this before on the podcast. We have a group of friends and we're like a bunch of people. And like, for example, my friend who's my editor of this podcast, him and his girlfriend are a part of that group. My friend Rocco, who I've had here, is a part of that group. Him and his girlfriend, Pooty, I've had her on this podcast before. They're a part of the group. So we're a very, very big group of friends. Yeah. So everybody was like, when I first started my podcast, they were like, are you done bringing on your friends? And I was like, I don't know, bro. I have a lot of friends. I have to get through all of them. What about the camera makes you shy? Let's talk about it.
Well,
do you want me to bring it so you can pet it?
No, after you're saying, like, consider them in their underpants, now I'm underwear.
Yeah, that one's wearing a thong. You know when dogs are scared of something, they're like, let him smell it? You want to smell it? Yeah.
No, I think I'm good. Yeah. I'm going to start with the mic. I'm going to smell the mic first.
Yeah. Get acquainted. What's new in your life?
What's new in my life? Becoming independent and, like, you know, purchasing my first house.
You purchased the first house?
I am purchasing it soon.
High five. That's crazy, bro. I'm so proud of you. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's new. Like, growing up, like, thinking of actually building a family, and like that's what's new, I would say.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Do you want to get married and have kids?
I do. I love kids. I love having kids. I love getting married.
It's weird when you say that and you don't have kids, you know?
Yeah, but
I
like,
love kids.
but I think it's just not about loving having kids. It's about, being ready for it too, and like sacrifice a lot, willing to sacrifice, because having a kid, it's not something easy.
It's so hard, yeah.
I see my parents, the sacrifices they made for me and my sister to be here, and like it's a lot. It's a lot of responsibilities, and I always wish I can be like my parents. So that's whenever I think of that, I'm like, no, you know what? Maybe you should wait.
Maybe wait for. What's your? I know things don't happen according to plan, obviously, but like, what's your timeline? What do you envision for the near future?
Like building a work career, like very strong work career, and because for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm in the right path, and I'm happy, and I wanna like grow every day. That's something I don't think of yesterday or past a lot, and I'm just focusing on like growing every day and like becoming a better person in every way.
How much better can you become? Okay, for everybody watching, I know you're going to say no. I know this is a weird thing to say, and I know that for a lot of people who maybe are not in my group of friends or don't think the way that our group of friends do, or at least are not as open as we are, because our group of friends, we just talk about any and everything. I always say this to him, and he always is like, oh, thank you, like being so humble about it. Lulu is my top 5 favorite people in the world.
Thank you.
And I don't say that in terms of like closeness, in terms of whatever, because we're definitely not as close as we could be as friends. We've been around each other for a few years now, but we see each other in group settings. We're friends. There's a lot of love there. But it's just as a person, like in every situation that I've seen you in, my number one thing that goes through my head is, who are this guy's parents and how do I get the recipe? Like, this is crazy. Can you tell me a little bit about your parents? What are they like?
It's funny that you say that. I think if you meet them, like if you meet my mom, you would say like, that's what Prashad says. She's like, you look like your mom a lot. But like, I think, sorry, what was the question?
What are your parents like? Like, how did they raise you? Because I need to know. Because when I have kids, I'm raising my kids exactly how they raised you in hopes that they'll come out even remotely similar
Thank
to
you.
you.
I think manners, it's what matter. Like my mom always taught me a lot of manners. Like, and I believe in energy. And that's something I learned from her. So she used to always tell me, like, if you do good, you get good. So that's my number one rule. So if I lie, I'm going to expect someone's going to lie to me. If I do something bad, I'm going to expect someone's going to do something bad to me. So I always try to not to do that, so I get what I do in return. It's a good thing. Whatever I get in return, I want it to be good.
What about your dad? What kind of person is he like?
He's a very straightforward, strong man, I would say. But I would say I'm opposite of... in certain things, I'm opposite of him, but at the same time, I learned a lot from him. Like, part of it is that sacrifices you make for your family.
Oh, he made a lot of sacrifices?
Yeah, and I put myself in his shoe, I would be like, maybe I wouldn't do those sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like, moving to Canada was one of the biggest sacrifices he made for his family, for me, for my sister.
Why? He wanted to stay back home?
But yeah.
Why does every Persian dad want to stay in Iran?
Because they build their family there, they build their life there, and like they're at their happy place.
And don't lie, it's also because men in Iran are like kings.
Well, it could, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
In Canada, men are like below like pets and fucking whatever, the way they treat men.
Versus
but like
woman.
in the Middle East, they're like, oh my God. I think that's why low-key Persian dads want to stay in Iran.
Yeah. That's true.
What age did you come to Canada?
So I was 17 when we came to Canada.
Shit,
Yeah,
okay.
2013, October 11th, 2013 was
But
the
who's
first.
counting, right? This guy's like, it's been 11 years and 13 hours and 28 minutes.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like the first few years was the hardest for me.
Yeah.
Like I got actually depressed. I went back 3 months right after I came back. I moved to Canada, but after that I never been back because of my all military situation and everything. And every time after I got my passport, I wanted to go. The COVID happened, and then the dramas in Iran.
Yeah.
So I'm always scared of going there because now I built my life here. I don't wanna.
And I'm the same exact way. I was actually gonna ask you that if you moved here when you were 17, that means you still have like a whole life and a whole bunch of friends.
Oh
in
yeah,
Iran.
a lot.
You have a lot of friends in Iran.
I used to have, but like most of them over the time, I lost contact with them. But I still, some of them I sometimes on Instagram we talk.
Yeah.
But like my best friend, he's in Spain now. But that's the main guy I lost, and also my family. Like I lost both of my grandmothers without seeing them. That was sad and that was hard. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, nobody ever talks about how hard it is to move to a different country when you're like already old enough to understand.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you miss the most?
Like what I miss the most is I wasn't. I didn't have to be worried about anything.
Yeah. In what sense though? You were 17.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like I would go out, chill. Like that was like being teenager, being a kid. I miss the most.
Yeah.
Because I was kid in Iran, and Canada made me grow up.
Canada makes everyone grow up, bro. You know what? And you tell me if you think the same way. There's this, like, everybody thinks, obviously, and to a certain extent, it's true. They're like, oh, like, life is harder in Iran, and it is. The government's fucked up, and, like, you know, like, people are really, like, going through a rough time, like, on average. But for some reason, life is so much more fun in Iran.
In Iran, yeah.
Do you feel that, too?
Yeah.
Like, school was so much more fun. Because I did, like, so I came here when I was in grade 3. And then I went back when I was in grade 5. And then I didn't come back until I was in grade 10.
Okay.
So, like, I went to high school there, too. And then, like, for, like, a year. And then I came back.
International high school or just normal high school?
I went to normal high school, but I went to international middle school.
Okay.
For a little while. And I just remember, like, so I've experienced both. And, like, the lessons were a lot harder. Like, classes were a lot harder in Iran.
Yeah,
But all we did was fuck around.
I know, yeah.
What was your school like? I always wondered what boys' schools were like in Iran.
Crazy. And like I used to have eyeglasses, and then I would always sit at the front seat. So the teacher would always think I'm the nerd. I would play with my phone, like I would do anything, and then.
Were you a nerd or were you like?
In certain things, yeah. Like I always loved math, and like because we always had the plan to come here, I always was good in English because of the English courses I would take back home. So I was always ahead of my class in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest like thing you did in school in Iran? Tell me yours because I want to tell you mine.
So in like the high schools, you have this place like a convenience store. You go buy your stuffs, like a buffet we would call it.
Yeah, buffet.
So I was friend with the buffet guy, like that, the main guy, and he would let me in. I actually had a key. I even had a key.
That's so great.
So we would take shisha there.
Yeah.
And he always had wine. Persian wine, so we would smoke shisha. I would skip my class to go, and with a bunch of other guys, we would go in there. We would smoke shisha. We would drink wine. Skip classes.
In the middle of school.
In the middle of school, yeah.
Guys, I need you to, first of all, I need you guys to, for context, buffet is like essentially like somewhere where it's like a convenience store in your school, but it's like small and like sometimes it's in the backyard. Was yours in the backyard?
Yeah, it was in the place you play, like in the playground.
In the playground area. And he's talking about going to school in like the Islamic Republic of Iran. This guy's smoking shisha and drinking wine in the middle of school. They never caught you guys?
We actually, like principal of the high school. He was getting other people would talk, other students, the ones that we wouldn't let in, so they talked. So one day he actually came inside, and we were 3 guys inside plus the main guy. So I hide under the table so he didn't see me. So those 2, they got expelled from the high school.
That's so crazy. Did you feel bad?
Yeah, I felt like shit. But at the same time, I was happy I didn't get expelled.
That's insane. Do you want to hear my story?
Sure, yeah.
I would love to. You know me. You know what a shit disturber I am. So you can already put into context how bad this situation was. Okay. So there's a holiday, I guess, in Iran called Charshamba Suri.
Charshamba Suri, yeah.
What is Charshamba Suri?
So it's a last Tuesday or Wednesday of a year, Persian year, that it's been known to make fire and like some traditional, but like over the year it got upgraded.
So it's supposed to be like a day where you go and like you start a fire, and the tradition is that you jump over the fire, and there's like a song you sing when you jump over the fire. And over the years, I'm looking at you because I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. Over the years, it just became fucking crazy. People started doing like, I don't want to say this because we're Middle Eastern. People started doing explosives. I don't know how to tell you guys, but like people, like my older brother, they used to make it.
Yeah, and like, that's so dangerous. Yeah, not exactly.
And you could like, guys, I know this sounds insane, but bear with me. You could lose your arms and stuff like that, and people would regularly like die, and like bad things would happen. But every year, like the idea of the fire expanded into more and more explosives. So my dad used to let us go and like buy like some explosives. Like, what was the thing that you would go like this on the matchbox and just
like, we call it like taraqe, cigarettes?
Cigari, something like that.
Like on the pack says cigarette, but like it's not the cigarette you smoke.
Yeah. It's just like you think it on the matchbox, and then it just makes like a popping sound. But there was like these big ones. They used to sell these big ones.
Capsule.
Yeah. So I bought a bunch of those and I brought it to school.
Oh my God.
This is girls' school in Iran. Okay. I brought it to school and I had a bunch of, shout out to my friends in Iran if you're watching this. My friends were a bunch of degenerates, bro. You think guys' schools are bad? It was fucked. I came to class and I had a bunch of these. And I look at my friend and I'm like, bro, I'm going to wrap these things together and we're going to do something with this. And my friends are like, all right, bet, no problem. Class hasn't started yet. I'm like, bro, what should I do with this? I look outside and you know what a navdun is?
Yeah.
So essentially, I don't know what you call it in English, but like it drains the water from the roof down to like the backyard or whatever. Yeah. For some reason, ours was broken and it ended like near our window. And I was looking outside because I was looking for like where to throw this. And I'm like, this could be a vibe. So I tell my friend, I'm like, okay, I'm going to wrap these together. I'm going to light it and I'm going to throw it in the fucking navdun, right? We didn't think anything of it. We were like, oh, it's going to roll down and then fall into the backyard and pop, whatever, right? Bro, we didn't take in that this thing that started from our window ended at the principal's office.
Oh my God.
Okay? So I throw this, it pops, and I was like the popular kid in my class, so I dropped it, it popped. We heard a loud sound and we heard a shattering sound. And I tell all my friends, I'm like, yo, sit down. I'm like, don't pretend like nothing happened. We sit down, our principal, all of a sudden we hear her like walking down the thing. She walks into our class, she swings the door open, her scarf is sideways. Her hair is like sticking up like that. She looks at me, she's like, you, come here. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? How did this lady know it was me? She takes me to the office. She's like, I'm like, why do you think that it was me? I don't even know what you're talking about. She's like, only someone like you would be insane enough to do something like this. And then she came to our class and she was like, because I was saying hardcore, like, no, we didn't do it. She smelt everybody's hands to see whose hands smell like the residue.
Yeah. That's smart.
And she caught my desk mate. So in Iran, the desks have two.
Yeah. You have someone sitting beside you.
If your desk mate, is your cellmate.
Yeah.
That's your best friend. You guys ride together, die
together, yeah.
She got her. She said her hands smell. She brought her. She was like, you're good. You can go back to class. It was her. She was like, we're gonna call her parents. And my friend's parents were really strict. She's like, don't even worry about it. It's okay. I'll take the blame. But she's
Oh
crying.
my
She was
god.
doing this because she knew I would be like, no, it wasn't her. It was
Yeah.
me. I was like, fuck, man. It wasn't her. It was me. And then she took me to the office and called my dad.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Bro, who does that?
Only you.
Only I would do something like
Only you.
that. But yeah, Iran is so much funner and I can't explain that. But anyways, back to your independent homeowner lifestyle.
Fuck.
How did that come about? What was the come up, bro?
Come up for what?
Because I know you've always been really, really hardworking, but there was a period in your life where I feel like as your friend that you were going through a hard time.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it wasn't that long ago. So what happened?
So like, in one thing I'm proud of myself, and like I like it's I did a lot of things. I tried a lot of things. Not that it's good to try everything. No, certain things you shouldn't even try. But like certain paths, certain people, certain crowds, certain like works or jobs that I done, it made me who I am today. It made me to choose to who I want to be. And I had some, like I would say, hard times, a lot of times. But that made me to think and actually see what I want, what path I want to take, and whatever I take, I make sure I'm happy in it. Because I wasn't happy. So, when you're not happy, you don't think straight, so you don't enjoy anything. And that's what that's what was wrong with me. I wasn't happy.
So what did you do to become happy?
So I actually first tried to fix my relationship with my family, being more close to value the people around me and choose them wisely, have a smaller circle. And the people in that circle should be the ones that you actually care about them and you love them and you get the same thing in return from them. So that was the first thing I changed. And I saw, then I started feeling happiness. And then I chose and I started loving myself. Before I wouldn't love myself. And when you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else.
Bro, how can you not love yourself? You're so dope, bro. What the fuck?
Thank you.
That's crazy. Okay, so you started to love yourself. You got closer with family and friends.
Yeah.
What else?
And like in my work life, I started working in something that I really love. And I'm happy with the thing I do every day. I wake up and with the people that I work. And that was a start.
What do you do? I know what you do.
Yeah.
Tell me what you do.
So now I'm in the car industry.
Okay.
So we have a used car dealership called Uni Car.
Yeah.
It's actually the founder of Uni Car. They are my close friend. One of them is my best friend. And I would say all of them are my best friend. And we knew each other since high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know this.
Yeah. So they actually started up earlier. I think 2018 they started. I joined them later. But now I'm really happy. Like what I do. And I partner up with them. We started up this detail shop. That's how I started. I partnered up with them. And now I'm getting involved in the dealership. And we are happy. We're a bunch of entrepreneurs that we love ourselves and we love the people. Our company is based on trust and, it's do good.
Honestly, I've seen the way that because a bunch of our friends have also worked with you on a few separate occasions, and everybody always says the same thing of bro, it's dope. They're so funny. It's so fun. And also I will say this. You guys' social media is fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
Bro, I think there was this video that I saw, and I think it was a Halloween one.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot get that shit out of my head. But yeah, anyways, you guys' social media is fucking hilarious.
Thank you so much.
So who comes up with those ideas?
So, with the ideas, I would say it's all of us. And one day I come with an idea, another day someone else's comes. Our media team, it's a really actually they're
you guys
creative.
have a full-on media team?
I would say yes and no.
Okay.
We have it's getting there.
People who specialize in media also.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, we started doing media because now, to be honest, these days media is important. Social marketing,
Yeah.
it's really
You
important.
know what's funny? I've been trying to help my brother get his social media together, and my brother is like sometimes like they'll work together and do things together. And I was like, okay, like I was thinking of branding for them, and I was like, you guys need to get your social media together. You guys need to brand yourselves, and I was like, oh, it would be cool if you guys were like branded yourselves as like two young like good looking
Yeah.
brothers that like do these things together and like sell houses and whatever, and they didn't like my idea, but I was thinking that because you guys have that branding that makes your like I don't have to be looking for a car to want to follow your social media page because it's just funny.
Yeah, you should start there. Like, you should by making funny videos. Like, not always you should talk about your what you do. Like, sometimes you have to go with the trends on the market. And like, as a like your brother, first he has to understand media and he has to love it until he has to like understand it, and then he has to go for it.
My
And
brother doesn't even love me, so
does he have Instagram?
he does, but like this is the thing that I agree with you 100%, and this is why I'm telling you like kudos to you guys for having such a dope social media because it's not easy.
It's not easy, no.
It's not. First of all, it's uncomfortable
Yeah.
to put yourself out there. No, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's afraid of like doing something wrong and whatever, and then put that on camera, and it's like, so it's scary. And then also like, you don't want to like put yourself into a niche that you're later gonna regret. So you want to pick the right thing, but you also don't want to overthink it because you want it to be organic and genuine.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not easy.
No.
Yeah, it's fucked. Don't do it, guys. Fuck the social media shit. What part of social media do you like?
Helping with the production crew.
This guy's like holding the camera.
I'm good at production, to be honest. The only reason I love entertainment and like doing it is because of the whole thing. Like, you make everything happen, and being part of something big, I like it.
But you're funny. Bro, you're not giving us the full exclusive Lulu treatment right now, but I swear he's fucking funny, guys. You don't like to be involved in like, you don't like the front of the camera stuff?
I do, but like, I think, like I said, I'm getting much better.
Yeah.
Believe me, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I think I haven't found my
Pocket. Yeah,
niche.
no, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to find your pocket. I get that. But it's better when you do it with friends. That makes it easier.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's always one of your friends that like likes it, and it's like, okay, I'll follow your lead. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to do it. I'm like that with Ali. Like Ali, my friend who edits this podcast, who hopefully at one point will be on the podcast, he kind of brought me into social media. Because at the time when I met Ali and them, I didn't even have Instagram. And like, I just come from Iran and I was like, what? I don't even care. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't, whatever. And then he was like, you're making music now. You have to like get Instagram. And then I started, actually what you said, I started loving it.
Yeah.
Because I found my pocket and I found like what I was good at, which at the time was a whole bunch of hood rat shit.
No, that's how I got to know you.
Through my Instagram?
Yeah, it's like you. What was the song you made with Catchy?
Get Gully.
No, the first one.
That was Get Gully.
Yeah, what was the verse of it?
Go ahead, get gully. Get pop to your scully.
But then I guess it was the second one.
Mr. Chi?
Mr. Chi, yeah.
You
Mr.
met me,
Chi.
Mr. Chi?
Yeah.
That's a long time after.
No, I didn't meet you there. Like, I got to know you from that song, Mama
Were
Don.
we always following each other on Instagram?
I remember I followed you, but you didn't know me, so I wouldn't expect you to follow me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I got to know you. I met you through Ali.
Yo, that's so weird. See, that's exactly what about social media scares me. What do you mean you knew me years before I knew you?
Because
that's some scary movie
Because
shit,
I
bro.
knew Ali too, and I would see you like you guys were making a music video, and then I knew Catchy, and then that's how I came across your Instagram and your name.
Tell me the truth. Hurt my feelings. Tell me the truth. What did you initially think about me when you saw me? on Instagram? Because at the time I had a different persona, guys. Let's just say that.
I would say, was like, wow, she's a bro.
Wow, she's a bro. That's crazy. You're not wrong. But yeah, I was giving bro vibes for sure. What kind of music do you listen to?
I get a lot. Everything. I listen to everything, but like nowadays, I'm more into the ones that have no vocal. I like
Nowadays, I like the type of music that's quiet.
cool.
It's
So
just white noise. Like instrumentals.
instrumental, no, even like techno. It's one of them. Could be progressive house. Could be one of those.
Yeah, but some of them still have lyrics.
Yeah, but like
I know what you mean, not complicated lyrics.
yeah.
Like,
Before I used to listen to a lot of rap, Persian,
Yeah.
even English. Like
yeah. Rap is exhausting. Do you not think that?
yeah.
Now that I've gotten older, like before when I was younger and I would play rap and my mom was like, "Oh my god." Now that's me. I'm like my cousins will play it sometimes and I'm like I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So EDM?
Yeah, EDM, I would say. But like I used to not like techno, and I came to love techno after I started hanging out with
The crew?
the crew.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, and yeah, I would listen to anything except hard rock.
Yeah, it's a little too like I'm a redneck down the street. Like it's giving, I can't relate. I feel you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I listen to everything.
From scale of 1 to 10, what is your nervous system saying right now?
Nervous system? No, I'm better. I'm much better now. I'm a 5.
Yeah. Is there anything on your mind that you want to talk about?
Right now,
Because I'm chilling, bro. Actually, it really, because when I called him to be on my podcast, he was like, I don't know, bro, your podcast is really professional.
because it is. Like
I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And then he goes, okay, maybe I can come. Do you think you can arrange your camera crew? I'm like, camera crew? I have a camera sitting on the vanity right now. Like, I don't know what you expected, but this is not that, guys. I guarantee it.
No, because when you reached out to me, I was like, okay, you mentioned that you were expecting me at a different time, but now your guest for tonight didn't show up. So that's why you asked me to come tonight. I was like, okay, maybe she has the camera crew, everything set up. That's why.
I am the camera crew. Hello.
Nice, hello.
Nice to meet
No,
you.
but I really, I love what you're doing. And I wish you, it's amazing. And I wish you best of luck.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, no, you're doing an amazing job. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
it's a little nerve-wracking for me because you know me a little bit now. Like I'm not the most like I'm kind of complicated to understand. You have to like get to know me.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm not the type of person where you'll just meet me and be like, oh, she's cool. Like I have to. I'm like wine. I get better with time. Like you gotta let me.
No,
cook.
but you have a really amazing personality.
Thank you.
Like seriously, you are one of those people in that circle that I have that I really care. And like
thank you.
I know I'm serious and I'm telling the truth. You, as much as you say I'm the good person, you are actually an amazing person.
I try, but for me, like, bro, can I ask you a question? Do you understand what I mean by this? I feel like you're a really good person to ask. And I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing, okay? You know how some people being kind is just like intuitive for them? It's just in their nature to be kind. Like, for example, Roham.
Yeah.
It's in his nature
To
to
be
be kind. By default, he's a kind person. I'm not intuitively kind. Like, I'm not intuitively, like, not that I'm unkind, but I'm very in my own bubble. Like, I'm like this most times. So I have to be intentionally kind. I have to, like, teach myself and constantly remind myself to be kind. And because I've done this for so long, because obviously, like, some people are intuitively kind, but you always want to be kind regardless. So I've programmed myself to constantly be aware and be kind, but it's not like my default setting. My default setting, I'm kind of an asshole.
No, you're not.
But do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I could relate to what you're saying. In certain ways, I'm like that too, but not about like kindness. Maybe about something else, like not using certain words. being polite, for example. Like maybe sometimes I have to remind myself to be
By
polite.
nature, you're a scumbag, eh?
But by nature, I would say I'm not lazy, maybe.
By nature?
Yeah.
I feel you, and but the thing with the kindness thing is that like when you say that, like, cause let's face it, okay, I'm just saying what everybody else is not willing to be honest about. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that are like me that kindness is not their default. You know what I mean? Like when I wake up in the morning and I'm going through that Starbucks drive-through to get a coffee and that lady's being a little sassy with me, I have to remind myself to not reach out of the window, grab her out of the drive-through window and pull her out, you know? I'm coming on one of those ones. But like when you say that, people think that that means you're mean. If you say, "Oh, I'm not by nature kind."
Okay. But are you saying that if you're mean?
Yeah, people think when you like you're either kind by nature or you're mean.
Describe mean.
Like you don't care about other people's feelings.
Okay. You're not that person.
Thank you. Good talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, guys. Have a good one. No, but like, I know this is such a random conversation, but it's actually been kind of bothering me. And you're the best person to ask about this because you're so kind. You're actually really, really kind. So I don't get it. Like, you've interacted with me. Am I a dickhead?
No, you're not.
Because I'm trying, bro.
I don't know why you think that.
Because that's my default, bro. Like, so many times I'll be hearing somebody talk and they're saying something stupid and I have to fight the urge to smack the fuck out of them, bro.
Oh my God.
So you don't get that? That's just me?
Yeah, that's just you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have to fight the urge to be rude, to be a scumbag?
Sometimes, yes, I have to.
Yeah?
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like being too kind, it's not a good thing. Being like nothing doing it a lot, it's good. Even like being over.
Yeah. I think people like me with my personality type, maybe we're not the kind of people you'd invite to a funeral. You know what I mean? Like in the sense that we would comfort you or whatever. I wouldn't be good at that because I'm not really good at like being like there, like, you know? But I'm the kind of person you could call at 4 a.m. when you're drunk as fuck, like on some stupid shit. And I could probably be like, all right, bro, I'm coming outside, you know? Like you need both of those types of people.
Yeah, that's true.
Give me something to work with, bro.
I'm trying. I swear.
How many times in this interaction have you had to fight your true nature to tell me to shut the fuck up?
Oh my God. No, actually.
Do you prefer if we can just sit here? We can just...
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The tension in this room could crack a fucking...
Let me take this off.
skull
Maybe
right
this
now.
helps.
Yeah, maybe. I need a different view. I don't know, bro. Just
Oh my God.
guys, while he's taking off, bam, chicka, bam, bam. Guys, while he's taking off his jacket, I just wanted to say, I have like, I know this is really like maybe a funny thing to say, but podcasting is not easy, you know, because like people walk into this room with all types of energy, and I'm a human being myself, so I have a different energy. Like for example, tonight I really wanted to like have a chat, you know? Yes. Really in the mood for a chat.
Let's have a chat. Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Amazing.
Imagine if you just won't stop talking now. How about if we did this? This might be easier. What would you like to talk about? What's on your mind?
What's on mind to talk about? It's
Ask me. This is not about you anymore.
How-
Let's relieve the pressure.
Okay, how did you come up with the Inside Out University? I know you already talked about it before.
I'll give you. It's okay. I've so many people ask me that every podcast. Someone asks me that, so I've started to really go deep into it, and I have different dimensions that I can explain. How did I come up with the concept of Inside Out? There's a lot of things, some of which I've already spoken about, but one thing that I could tell you, there was a time period where like especially like coming out of COVID, everybody was really depressed because like they thought they weren't doing enough. They were like, they felt like they were behind, like financially, career wise, they weren't doing well. And everybody was like comparing themselves to like the Andrew Tates of the world and whatever. And I remember at the time I started thinking like, I don't care like what a person does. I kind of just want to see if they're cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then somebody told me that saying where it's like, you know, it's like you're not a human doing, you're a human being.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what you do. You could do a million things your whole life. They're not going to remember you by what you do.
Yeah.
They remember you by who you are.
Yeah.
So when I bring people on my podcast, I'm like, if you want to talk about anything specific, we can. But even this, right? Like this awkwardness, this laughing, whatever. Bro, I guarantee you there are so many people watching that would relate to you.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
And would be like, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? So I don't edit anything. Like, I don't cut anything.
That's what I like about your podcast.
Really?
And that's, you know, for a person that it's shy, but I'm still willing to come here because that's, I wanna go watch a video and see myself too.
Yeah.
Like to see what people see.
Yeah.
To see if what I'm thinking of myself, is it true? Or no, I'm just overthinking it. Or
Yeah. It's fun watching yourself sometimes on camera because like you'll notice certain things about yourself. Like for example, I've noticed that like around girls when I have female guests, I try to be a lot more like polite. You know, where I come on one of these ones. Around guys, I tend to be like more chatty. I let girls talk more. Around guys, I talk more.
okay.
Because also I feel like guys, it's like they'll jump in when they want to, you know? I don't know. And then also like I have these like nervous tics where if I grab this, I'm nervous. So now you guys are going to know every time I grab this, it's because I'm nervous.
Are you nervous now?
No, now I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm airing my balls. I'm hanging out, bro. I'm worried about you. What was I going to say? Tell me a funny joke.
A funny joke. A funny joke.
Do you actually have a funny joke? I'll tell you a funny joke.
Okay.
Okay? This pirate goes to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy comes up to him and goes, hey, bro, there's a steering wheel hanging out the bottom of your pants. He goes, I know, it's driving me nuts.
Oh my God.
I hope that relieves some kind of tension for you because I know that joke wasn't funny. But
The fact that it's not funny, it's funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, this episode is, I don't know if it's because I'm in the room.
I really want to get those people opinion after watching this episode. The people who ask you to bring Lulu on.
Yeah, because they were like, yo, he's fucking... But to be honest, I'm thoroughly entertained right now and you're not even doing anything. So I would say you're killing it, to be honest.
Thank you.
Are you on TikTok? Like, do you watch TikTok?
The only way I watch TikTok and I was on TikTok is because of London. Because you were making TikTok, so
Yeah.
I'm not on TikTok. No, I should come use it more and
like you don't watch TikToks?
No, not at all.
I feel like nowadays when people ask you like, do you watch TikTok? What they're really trying to ask you is how much time do you have on your hands?
How much time?
Yeah, how much of a loser are you? Because like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, for myself, I love TikTok.
Okay, I do watch Instagram a lot, but I even my notifications for Instagram is off on my phone, and because I had this habit that I would get lost
in the sauce.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
But it's like if you like for example TikTok, when you end up on the For You page that you like, you end up getting like informative videos.
Yeah.
You know, like I watch a lot of things. Like obviously, mine is a lot of like social justice stuff because of like I'm really into that stuff. It's a
Yeah.
lot of politics and stuff like that that I like. I'm very closely watching the U.S. politics. I just want to let you guys know. So in that sense, I feel like it could be anything you want it to be. If you're into like selling cars or
Oh yeah.
whatever, it'll show you the sickest car
It's the
videos.
same thing with the Instagram algorithm, and like that's what I'm doing with Instagram. But like TikTok, it's different, and I think it's more updated than Instagram in certain ways.
TikTok is like a fast YouTube. You know, like you're watching. Instagram is not so much watching the general feed, it's more so you watching your friends.
Yeah,
It's a little bit creepier.
that's true.
Do you ever think about like when you're posting on social media that the like what other people are seeing?
I used to think of that a lot, but now I don't. I try to not think about it, and not think about what people's gonna think about me, or what people's gonna how they're gonna judge me. So that's before I used to be like that, but now not anymore.
I thought about it so much and I got so consumed with that thought of like what are people seeing, especially when my music blew up, that I gave myself like content blue balls. Like no, I'm serious. Like I actually gave like I have such a hard time like putting like stories out on Instagram or whatever because before I used to do it all the time. But then I started overthinking it so much that now every time I grab the camera to like film something, even if it's at the gym or whatever, I'm like, nah, forget it. And then I just put my phone away. I got shy.
You're not shy.
You have to get to know me. In my own ways, I'm pretty shy.
Okay.
When I'm shy, like I'm the opposite of people. Like if I get shy, I don't get quiet. If I get shy, I get chatty.
Okay.
Like I'm really shy right now.
Really?
You said you wanted to talk about politics?
I said I don't want to talk about politics. No, because two things I always stay away from: soccer and politics. But however, you need to like follow politics, and you need to know some about politics. But I don't want to get like because I don't like when people have difference in opinions, different opinions, and they fight with each other because of that opinion. It's the same thing with soccer. You're a fan of a different team. I'm a fan of different team. I don't like that argument. It's not even fun for me.
I thought you said I want to talk about politics, soccer, and my exes, and I said, I said, what a weird combo, but okay. So.
But now, since you talked about it, like,
what do you think about Trump?
what I think,
I'm joking. Since I talked about,
I wanted to actually ask you, what do you think about Canada? Let's talk politics.
Let's talk politics. To be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest. You know what? A lot of people, when the elections happened, actually, it's funny. A lot of people messaged me on Instagram and said, we would love for you to talk about the elections on your podcast. Because they were like, the way you talk about it is very like clear and like,
It is, yeah.
They liked it. So they were like, we would love, especially a lot of conservatives who thought that like they couldn't voice their opinions were like, oh, could you talk about it on your podcast? Honestly, I think right now Canada's headed in first of all, I love Canada. Like I've had opportunities where, I've moved to Chicago and I stayed there for a few years. I had a great life there. I could have stayed there and had a beautiful life, but I wanted to come back because I associate Canada with being like my home. But honestly, I think Canada's headed in a really, really fucked up direction, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
And I also think that people are... Like, I'm really disappointed in the elections. I really don't think... And I said this on my Instagram. I've voted liberal before. I'm not a liberal or a conservative. I look at these things like, this is the state of the country right now. What do I need? What is each platform offering? Who are each of these candidates? And then I think, who could best help Canada right now? And a few years ago, the answer to that question was the Liberals. So I picked Liberals. This was a few years back. But right now, it was not the time to pick Liberals again, in my opinion. It was time to pick people who are fiscally conservative, people who are going to come into the office and actually prioritize bringing money into Canada. So giving rich people an incentive to come to Canada and build businesses and employ people and put money into our economy. I think we needed that right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that a lot of people are worried about like, oh, what about socially? Like, I don't want to lose my rights. I don't want to whatever. First of all, I'm going to say this to the camera, so I'm looking straight at you guys. Socially speaking, they don't give a fuck about any of us. None of them. The liberals, conservatives, socially, they both don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I think if it comes down to that, it's just all a bunch of lies anyways. But also it's a lot of like fear. Ooh, the conservatives are going to come and kick out the immigrants. And like, especially because of what's happening right now with Trump in the States, Canadians were scared. They're like, if we vote conservative, we're bringing Trump to Canada. And it's like, oh, you voted liberal. Now we're taking Canada to Trump. Like, you know what I mean? So I think these things are like a lot of brainwashing. And I think people don't think critically. You live every day. You know how much gas is. You know what the average job pay is. You know what the average rent is. Knowing all of these things, what do we need? Money, motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, in that sense, I just feel like people need to think and not be so emotional.
And be more educated about these things.
Yeah, because social media makes you scared. You know, like, all over my TikTok page was Canadians when the election was happening talking about, oh my God, Trump coming to Canada. Oh no, like Trump is going to be like this. Pierre is just like Trump and this and that. And it's like, stop the fear mongering. They're politicians. They're all liars.
Yeah, they're all liars, yeah.
You know, which one of these liars can we hold accountable for the longest amount of time, you know? So I don't know. What about you? Who did you vote for?
So I vote with it's there are two type of people, I think. The one that they think about themselves and they vote, and the ones that they think about Canada, actual Canada, and like the future of Canada, like you, and they vote. And this election, I was selfish, and I vote because what I was thinking is good for my business. I vote conservative, and because I believe that it's gonna help the industry that I'm in a way. I hope I was right or wrong in this case because they didn't win. But that's also another thing. And also the other group of people are the uneducated people, the people under influence of like social media, like you said, and they go vote.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that even in the people that I spoke with, that I was like, because I'm really honest about these kind of things. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if people are like, oh, you're a conservative, you hate gays and lesbians. It's like, I know I don't, so I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, you know? But, like, a lot of people that I spoke to, they didn't have an opinion one way or another. It was just like, I'm a liberal, so I vote liberal. And I was like, okay, what is a liberal?
What is a liberal, yeah.
And they're like, you know, like, I enjoy freedom. Like, I swear to God, one of my friends said this. I have a liberal temperament. I like freedom. And I was like, okay, well, if you like freedom, first of all, same.
Yeah.
Second of all, who in the history of humanity has equated more government interference with freedom? Conservatives want less government interference. If anything, the interference is, at least like in this election specifically, it was a lot of things that were related to finances, Canada's economy, this, that, whatever. Everything else about kicking out immigrants and doing this and doing that were things that people were saying.
Yeah.
Most of the platform of the Conservatives was just a matter of bringing the economy back. You know? And, like, I personally am a fan of, like, no government minimal government interference. Letting people have autonomy and make decisions for themselves without involving the law and the whatever. So, in that sense, I'm like, liberals don't give you more freedom. Liberals want to enhance government entanglement in your life. Even free speech. Oh, freedom. When I think freedom, the first thing that comes to my mind is free speech.
Yeah.
But what free speech? Free speech is supposed to be free speech for everybody. For me, for you, for liberals, for conservatives, for everybody.
That's true, yeah.
You know, but liberals, unfortunately, for the most part now, only want to hear other liberals talk. And it's like, bro, there's a whole other category of people that have opinions too, you know? And that pisses me off. But yeah, see, now you got me on your favorite topic, politics.
Yeah, politics, yeah.
So what about soccer?
So,
I'm just going down the list of things you don't want to talk about. Do you watch soccer?
no, I don't know.
Do you watch sports? Do you even lift, bro?
I do, like, I love swimming. I am a swimmer. I don't look at my belly now. Laughing too hard. But I love sport. I respect sports. I always wanted to be a basketball player when I was a kid. Yeah, but when I was growing up, I had these problems with my knee. So I actually, my mom didn't let me.
Every guy says that.
Yeah. So that's why I started swimming. Actually, I took
'cause
swimming
it helps your
more.
joints.
Yeah, I actually one thing, the reason I started, my mom, she used to have a kindergarten back home. That was his like what she used to do. So since I was a kid, I would go. I had the swimming classes there. So and she always wanted me to learn swimming since I was a kid, like because she didn't get the chance to do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
she wanted me to do that, and I love swimming. I am a swimmer, but I do a lot of sports, other sports.
Can you teach me how to swim? I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, sure, of course.
I'm actually terrified of the water.
I actually did training back home. Like I had people that used to train.
Really?
Yeah, but I couldn't be a teacher because of my age. I wasn't still at that age that I could. But like I was what do you call it? Like assistants to my teacher.
Oh, that's
always,
pretty
yeah.
cool. But this is the thing, right? It's not just that I don't know how to swim. I'm terrified.
Okay.
Like, I'm scared. Do you remember we went boating? Like, just recently when we went boating and you brought the jet skis and me and Pootie were going on the jet skis and whatever. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I was wearing, like, 2 life jackets and I was, like, hanging onto the side of the boat and everybody was, like, passing me along like a toy.
Why? Why are you scared of? You're scared of drowning? Are you scared of death?
Okay, I'm not scared of death.
Okay.
I welcome death.
I'm sure.
I want to die. No. What a deep thought I went into.
I actually want to know if you could share that with us.
Don't get me started about death. I'm such a fan of, like, thinking about death. Is that a weird thing to say?
Yes. Yes, it is.
But not in, like, a morbid way. Bro, it's so interesting. What do you mean we go through all of this and then we die?
We die. Yeah.
And what do you mean I still wake up every day and fucking get stressed out and have anxiety and I pay taxes every year so I can die?
So yeah, do you want that to rip it, or you want that to end somewhere? That stress.
First of all, I would want that to not be the case. I would rather, like, actually, I don't know.
You get tired of that.
But it's just stupid, bro. Like, what? Like, and I don't know where I go.
Oh yeah, you don't know. Well, where do you go when you sleep?
Where do I go when I dream a lot?
That's good, actually. I used to dream a lot. I don't now. That's
Do
it.
you smoke a lot of weed?
Not now.
When you
Before,
smoke
yeah.
weed, you stop dreaming.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not just that. Also, I think it's about your brain too. What you think, what you go through, what it goes through.
You don't dream that much?
I do, but not as much as before.
Do you remember your dreams?
Yeah, I remember my nightmares when I was a kid.
I have really bad nightmares all the time.
Oh, I lot of time. No, mine stopped. Like now, I get once or twice a year.
No, I get it a lot. Do you ever get like that thing that like sits on top of you and you can't get up? What do you
Bakhtak, they call it bakhtak in Iran, in Persian, I think.
Yeah, bakhtak. What is it in English?
It's,
I don't know, but these are looking really good. I'm gonna do this.
I don't know what they call it in English. I don't know how.
But this is the thing, right? You asked me, okay, now that we're on the topic of death, it's not that I think about death in like a morbid way. I'm not like here every day like, oh my God, we're gonna die. I'm not like that at all. But it's such a crazy concept to me that we take life so seriously and we're gonna die. Like, bro, think about it. If you know how a movie is gonna end, are you still gonna sit there and be like, oh my God, this movie's so scary? Like, you know how it's gonna end.
Yeah, but an interesting movie, you watch it a couple of times. So even though I know how it's gonna end, but I still watch it sometimes.
Yeah, but that's the exciting parts. The exciting parts you can relive over and over again. But in terms of like a scary movie or a sad movie, because I'm thinking about like the sad things in life or the negative things in life, right? Like stress, whatever. If you know how the movie is gonna end, you're not gonna be scared anymore. You know how the fucking movie's gonna end.
Yeah, but like in life, you shouldn't focus on the sad thing. I think it's actually should be opposite. You should focus on the more positive things, the more happiness you're gonna have, and then be like with those that hard days, it's like you can get over those days.
But I agree with that. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. I'm saying like we know how it's gonna end. We're all gonna die. So why the fuck are we so stressed? For what? Who even cares if you voted liberal or conservative? We're all gonna die.
That's why I don't like politics. That's one of the main reasons I don't get myself involved in that.
Why? Because we're all gonna die?
No, but it's because okay, you have your opinion. Either you you get like people vote for what you care, or I mean what you think it's the right thing, or they don't. If they don't, you shouldn't care. If they do, still you shouldn't care.
I used to think that way when I was like younger, but now that I'm older and I actually like am like I pay my own rent and my own whatever, I'm like, bro, something's gotta give. Cause this shit, like people are working 6-7 days a week and don't even have time to spend the money they make.
Yeah.
And it's just like most people, and it's like they go to work every single day just to be able to afford to live. Like not like live, like have a good like life, like live as in like survive.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a horrible quality of life. That's why I care about politics. That's why like to me, because it's like, bro, there's got to be more to life than just paying bills and fucking dying.
That's true. Yeah.
You
But
know?
if I can do something about it, I do. But like when I voted for what I thought it's gonna be right, but it didn't happen. I'm not gonna get it hard on myself.
Yeah, same.
I'm trying to survive myself so I can help. I try to help myself so I can help other people too.
Yeah, also like my mentality with this, like as much as like I vote and I'm like an advocate and I'm active politically, I also think like right or left, both wings of the same bird kind of thing, like both same shit. My mentality is I like to pick a candidate and a platform that at least I can hold them accountable to later. They all lie. None of them do what they say they're going to do anyways. All these candidates come and fucking...
It's not about lying. I think most of the time they actually don't want to lie. They want to do it. It's just they can't. The things go sideways. And they lie, yeah.
And they lie. Yeah. And they lie. Like a lot of like, I don't want to name names because I don't want to make this political, but a lot of like US like candidates, their platforms were completely opposite to their track record. like there was people running in like the Liberal Party that put like hundreds and thousands of people in prison for weed.
That's crazy.
And it's like, bro, what? I felt like when I was watching the elections in the States specifically, but also like this time in Canada, I felt like I was in the Matrix. And then I woke up and I saw that the Liberals won. I was like, there is no way we're stuck in this hellhole again, bro.
To be honest, I was amazed that the Liberal won too, because everybody was saying the opposite. And I want to know who voted Liberal.
Yeah, who is it? Guys, leave a comment if you voted.
No, I think that another thing is that a lot of people that talk opposite, they didn't vote. I know
also,
a lot
of
those.
A lot of people say that it was rigged. I don't know. I don't like to entertain those conversations because I feel like a sore loser. You know when you win against somebody in a sport and they're like, you cheated. And you're like, bro, I won. Shut the fuck up. You know? I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. But so we did politics, soccer.
Exercise. Let me remind you that. No, the reason I say that because I always wish luck for the people that they're not in my life or they were at some point. The reason I don't want to talk about them because why would you talk about something or any people? It's not about being your ex. It's about even a friend that it's not in your life anymore. What would you, if because if they were important or if they were, like, I'm not saying they weren't worth. Even if I was worth staying in their life, I would be in their life. So if that didn't happen, so you don't need to talk
There's
about
no
it.
point, yeah.
There's no point in
And
talking
also,
about that.
you're in a relationship now, so you'll
Yeah.
live to see another day if you
Of
keep
course.
moving.
No, I'm happy. I'm really happy.
Can we talk about your current relationship?
Of course, yeah. I'm really happy because we are not one of those toxic couples. Like everybody has those toxicness at some part of their life, but we are past that. So
Okay, I want to say something actually. So Lulu and his girlfriend, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, they're both like close friends of the friend group that we are all in. So we all are acquainted with him and his girlfriend equally. So we're all friends, okay? And when they first started, like, there was a period when you guys weren't dating,
yeah,
but you wanted to date. Both of you wanted to date, but you weren't dating. And then, like, it was like this thing. And I remember every single person, we both loved both of you, but every single one of our friends was like, bro, they should just drop it. Like, they should just, like, let it go. Like, it's just getting, like, crazy right now. Because you guys were both going through things in your own lives, I feel like, and it was making it hard to make it work. But honestly, I respect you so much as a man because you were like, no, I want her. I love her. This is my girlfriend forever. I don't give a fuck what any of you guys say. This is gonna happen. And now it's happening and they have like the most beautiful relationship ever where I'm like, bro, how the fuck did you guys go from those toxic fucks to this fucking beautiful couple?
the reason I think that was happening was mainly because we were friends before for a long time. We knew each other actually from high school, and we always like I think more Prusha, she was more scared of losing that friendship. That's why we were having like a hard time to come to a conclusion. No, this could work out, and like it's
We went to London together, us as a group, and like him and Puri were both there too, and I had the pleasure of like going with them. And I remember I had a lot of conversations with you there, and I had a lot of conversations with Puri there because we would stay home alone. And both of you really loved each other. It was just this like weird thing of like, yeah, but what if it doesn't work? And I was like, bro, like you have to try it to see if it works, you know? So like, I'm really, really happy that you especially, like obviously she played her part too, but I'm really proud of you as a man because you knew what you wanted and you made it happen. And I respect that a lot.
Thank you.
Because Pooty's like one of those people where it's like you'll only meet one of her in a lifetime if you're lucky. No, I'm serious.
That's true, yeah.
She's so special. And I mean that, I don't want it to come across funny, but I mean that as someone who thinks I'm special. Like, I don't meet a lot of people that think the way that I do. But with Pooty, I understand her so well because she's such a deep person, but also such a fun person at the same time, which is such a sick combo.
She has a strong personality. She's kind.
What's your favorite thing about Pooty?
She's kind. She's kind, and she's. There's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I love about her, but like it's her personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so fucking dope, bro. Ali was saying the other day, Ali's like, bro, one thing I don't understand about Pooty, but I love about her is we could be anywhere and there could be shit falling out of the sky and she'll be like, guys, look, it's so beautiful. There's shit falling out of the sky. Ali literally verbatim said that. And I thought about it and I was like, that's so true. I've never actually like been somewhere with Pooty where, except remember when we went to London and she caught a bad vibe for some reason. And she did we talked about it when she was here too at my house. She caught a bad vibe off of something when we were in London. Something ruined her mood. And then the rest of that day, it's almost like she foreshadowed it. Because Puri was mad, it started raining. We forgot our stuff in the Uber. We couldn't find a fucking taxi cab.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, she's fucking lit. I'm very happy for you guys.
Thank you.
So when are the children coming? I know both of you want kids. I can see it.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not about just wanting kids. It's about, willing to do certain things.
Have you guys talked about it? Tell us.
We make jokes about it. Yeah.
You haven't had a serious conversation about it? I don't believe that. You guys are so fucking in love.
No, it's actually I wouldn't say serious talk, but yeah, we talked about it. Make fun about it.
Yeah, like
we always talk about this. How our kid would look like.
You could use an app to see what they would look like.
Really?
I would love to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Since we covered those 3 topics, let's see what I don't like.
Oh wait, you asked me something and I forgot to reply. You said, "Why are you scared of swimming? Are you scared to die?" And then we went the death direction, not the swimming direction.
Mm-hmm.
First, I used to be a really good swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. When I was young, my dad put me in classes. I learned really well. I was ahead for my age. My oldest brother almost killed me in the water a couple times. He sat on my shoulders because he thought that he would be lighter in the water. But when you sit on someone's shoulders, you are out of the water. I'm in the water.
Yeah.
So he almost killed me. So that really terrified me. And then also, I know this is weird. I'm almost 30 years old, but I'm not afraid to say it. There could be sharks even in the pool.
Well, yeah, especially the pool.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, whenever I've gone into the pool, even if I'm, like, able to stand, I'm like, there's sharks. I don't know what's
Do you watch
under
scary
me.
movie?
Yeah.
Especially the ones with the shark inside?
Sometimes. I just don't like not knowing what's underneath me.
Yeah. Especially, imagine you feel something with you.
Yeah, and also, like, when I'm on land, if I see something, I can run. But if I'm in water, I don't know how to swim. What if something attacks me? Like, what do?
You learn swimming.
I know, but I'm scared. What was I going to ask you? Would you rather... I definitely have some kind of tism. Would you rather get eaten by a shark or a lion?
They're both scary.
Which one would you pick?
Which one would I pick?
There's pros and cons to each of them.
Yeah.
What?
I don't see any pros.
There's pros. For example, with the lion thing, the pro is that, like I said, you're on land. As humans, we do better on land. Mm-hmm. So you probably could, like, maybe climb something, run a little
you die with
you
more...
would still die regardless. Yeah. But at least you get to see what's happening. You have a chance to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But with a shark, you don't know what's going on. You can't see it.
I should prefer that.
You prefer that?
I prefer that. I don't want to see how I'm getting eaten by a lion.
You definitely would. Like, you'd be getting mauled. He'd be pulling you apart. And it's a he. While you're, like, dying. But with a shark, I think you might drown before you die.
That's why I prefer to be...
But have you seen Pinocchio? Have you read the stories of Pinocchio? What if it, like, swallows you whole and you end up in its stomach, like the whale in Pinocchio?
And I don't die?
And you're just in its stomach, getting dissolved by the shark's stomach acids.
Oh, that's actually scary.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
I don't think so.
Really?
Depending,
because in Pinocchio, it was a whale.
Yeah, it depends how big. Oh, yeah, whale maybe. Sharks, they're not that big.
Great white sharks, they could be pretty big. So what? You're picking the shark or the lion?
I make sure I don't go... a shark. I pick the shark, yeah.
Okay. Would you rather... Would you rather get into a wrestling match with an alligator or a boxing match with a kangaroo?
Boxing match with a kangaroo.
Why?
I don't like alligators.
Yeah, but a kangaroo can just box you in your nuts.
I don't care.
Bro, you know.
I don't care. I'm okay. Actually, I did go to boxing, and you know what was
Oh my
my
God,
problem?
I thought you were gonna say, what? Actually, I did box a kangaroo.
No. I did boxing for 3 months, and I didn't continue that. I had a problem of beating people.
You're biting people, or
No, I mean punching people.
beating them.
Yeah, punching people. Yeah, I couldn't.
Oh, so you'll survive with the kangaroo,
No,
dude. Kangaroos are deadly.
I know. I mean, I had a problem with punching people. I mean, I would get beaten up. I wouldn't punch.
You would get beaten
Yeah.
up. Oh, you're getting deathhoused.
Yeah.
The kangaroo's murking you. Imagine the kangaroo beats you up and then picks you up and puts you in a couch and just hops away. So then why
That's
not the
crazy.
alligator?
Alligator, I think it's gonna bite you.
But you know what they do? They bite one part of you and then they keep turning around. That's why I said wrestling match in the water to like kill you essentially.
I'd rather to get punched to death.
But anyways, I really, really had to fight for my life this episode.
I'm glad.
You really made me work hard for it.
Thank you.
That's crazy. No girl has ever made me work this hard in my life. Did you enjoy the episode?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it was amazing. Actually, since I came, I like the vibe, the energy I get. And I know, like I mentioned, I'm a camera shy. So.
It's okay. On the scale of 1 to 10, how are we leaving things off?
What do you mean leaving?
In terms of your nervous system.
Oh, it's much, much better.
Oh, crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. I love you with all of my heart. I really appreciate you. I know it was super, super last minute, but you still wrote out for me. I know my podcast is not that big of a deal now. I know you don't like cameras. So all of these things considered, I really appreciate that you came on. And I'm sure that everyone's going to love you because you're that guy.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I love it, and I wish you and your podcast best of luck.
Thank you. We try our best. Anyways, guys, drop a comment. Let us know who you voted for, liberal or conservative. No, I'm joking. Please, I really don't care. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I forgot to leave your Instagram. Wait. Guys, before we get off, I just said bye. I realized that. I'm going to leave Lulu's Instagram right over here. You guys can't see it right now. I'll link his Instagram, and then can I also put your dealership Instagram just in case?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, and just in case you guys want to watch the funny videos that we were talking about, or you just are in the market for a car or whatever, I'm also going to put the Instagram for where Lulu works. So if you guys want to get in touch with them or make something happen, just reach out. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
For good this time.